This is the Nike Zoom Vapor 12, and it is a successor to what I consider a damn good shoe, the Nike Zoom Vapor 11. Will this shoe be a good hit for the regular consumer like you and I? Well, let's find out after you hit like, subscribe, and that notification bell for more original tennis content. Unfortunately, when Nike first released this shoe in the earlier parts of Q1 2025, there was only one color scheme for men's. They called it PRM Voltage Green, but it looks like the aftermath of a Jamaican jerk chicken that's been sitting in the humid, unventilated Miami kitchen. Right, Moist Panda? But what was nice about this shoe is that the break-in period was basically non-existent. It was literally like maybe 20 minutes for me, and I felt super comfortable and stable afterwards. And even off the tennis court, this was super easy to slip on, unlaced, when going to get mail or just walking around the block. And on the tennis court, this felt even better. The previous version of the shoe was at an insane 15.5 ounces for US men's 10.5. But thankfully, Nike has come to their senses and dropped the weight down to a more bearable 14.6 ounces. Again, US men's 10.5. Also, for someone that has a slightly narrow foot profile, the feel for this shoe along with my arch was literally perfect. It was nice and snug throughout the entire chassis of the shoe. I also love the slightly more elevated height on the shoe. To be honest, if it was any higher, I would feel really awkward. And for a speed-oriented shoe, it's actually pretty durable. Let's take a look at how the shoe treads are looking like after 15 hours of on-court hitting. So at about, I'll say almost like 15 hours at this point, I recorded the script and wrote the script a little while ago. There's some wear and tear, and it looks really weird in terms of like, right here there's green when it should be like yellow. I mean, it's just a cosmetic thing. It just looks really weird also. As I said, not a big fan of this color scheme or any of the color schemes that are available right now to the public. But overall, pretty good shoe. And for a speed-oriented shoe, that's a little bit on the lighter side. In terms of weight, not bad. The lacing system needs to be reworked a bit. The laces towards the two of the show loosen up in both types of time frames, within a singular hitting session and also when just kind of sitting around your tennis bag or laying around. I noticed this several times when the responsiveness of the shoe on indoor hardcourt tennis courts were just a little bit delayed. I then tightened up the entire lacing system to only notice the exact same issue about 2 hours of hitting later. Also, I did notice some mild heel slippage, specifically on the outside facing part of the shoe about once an hour on hard cuts. This also paired with mild pinching on the outside arch of the foot from time to time. I also noticed that almost all of these color schemes are, well, not the best. Maybe Nike's just dipping into their undesirable shoe dyes and slapping them on. Also, when wearing through the shoes, I noticed that the under layers had some sort of multicolor coat. Obviously, these are cosmetic issues, but it was still worth noting in this video. But enough about me. What about you? Have you tried the new offering from Nike? Did I hit the sweet spot, or did I completely shank this one? Leave a comment down in the section below, or better yet, join my Discord to talk about all things tennis. This shoe review was well over 15 hours of straight hitting. I am US men's size 9.5 with an extremely flat arch and a slightly narrow foot profile. I also use the Move Game Day Pro insoles. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch. And as always, happy hitting.